National headlines are talking about inventory, interest rates, and of course, affordability. But let's really talk about what we're seeing in Northeast Louisiana. We're going to look at different price points and what implications that has for people that are on the market or if you're buying in those price ranges. And so to start us off, we'll look at the properties that are under 150,000. Ironically, usually these houses go pretty quickly. They're actually taking the longest. They're also getting the most off of the list price, and there's a lot more negotiation room there. We're seeing about 5% off the list price for people who are buying in this price point. We'll go ahead and jump up to 200 to 225, and that's because this is the sweet spot. These homes are selling the fastest. They're also have a nice steady price point, and our sellers are actually getting pretty close to their list price. We'll jump up to 225 and 227. This is actually our longest days on market that we have in any price band that we looked at. It's staying steady with price. Just anticipate that you have buyers, but they are taking much longer to make their decisions. So if you can price competitively, it's more important than ever, especially if you're in those mid 200s to upper 200s, to make sure that you get it right up front, but also have patience. We'll go on up to 275, and the interesting thing is 275 all the way up to 450 have very similar market conditions. So steady price point, they're getting pretty close to listing, about 3% off of the list price, and they're about 120 days on the market all the way up to that 450 mark. Once you get to 500 to 700, this is actually the fastest days on market that we have for any other band besides the 200 to 225, which is like the sweet spot. And they're also very close to the list price. Anything over 700, it's actually a lot like under 150 where they're getting close to 5% off. So things you want to be mindful of whenever if you're a seller, how are you pricing? What pricing strategy are you doing? And how can you encourage buyers to pick up and make decisions a little bit faster? And then for buyers, knowing that you do have a little bit more wiggle room and negotiation power in a market where our inventory is catching up. So if you're selling, it's not just the market. If you feel like it's taking a little bit longer, that is normal with where we are headed. We did get a little bit of interest rate reprieve, and we're expecting that to start trickling down. Keep in mind, interest rates, whenever they go up, they take the elevator. On the way down, they do take the stairs. So we're going to see a small decline, and it's going to take time. So be patient. And as always, I'm Chelsea Ross. I am a real estate agent and team owner in Northeast Louisiana. And if you need help making a game plan, let's make sure we set aside time.